Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming with Shoggoths. In a recent video upload, I had a small flock, and by small I mean about 20, Compys running around with an Acrocanthosaurus, and I found them to be quite soothing to watch as they bounce around and drink and squawk and play. So I thought surely if 20 Compys were fun to watch, more would be even better, right? Well, as they say in those clickbait videos, the answer may surprise you. And while we're talking about clicking, if you haven't already, consider clicking that subscribe button and hitting that bell and doing all the other hoop jumping that YouTube makes you do in order to see my videos. I do lots of Jurassic World Evolution 2 and Prehistoric Kingdom speed builds, park builds, as well as other random shenanigans as the mood suits me, and I'd love to have you around. As you might expect, the first 50 to 100 is no real problem for the game. Even in a medium-ish sized park, you could easily have 50 or more dinosaurs, so it's reasonable to assume that wouldn't be too taxing on the game, and you barely notice 100 Compys running around unless you start zooming in because they're so tiny. The most tedious part of this, of course, was just incubating and hatching 100 plus dinosaurs, but I have many time-saving thanks to give to Chaodenic and their expanded sandbox mode mod, which includes insta-incubation and makes things like this much easier. So after 100, even at 150, 200, 250, 300, everything seemed to be going smoothly. The only real difference is that there's just more Compys. But once we started moving towards 400 Compys, things started getting a little wonky. I was actually expecting my computer to be the one that had problems first, but it did seem to be the game that was having problems processing so many Compys running around in such a small area. I have a decent computer, it's okay, but it's not great by any means. It's not the best of the best. So, sometimes it kind of chugs when there's a lot of graphically intense things going on until it catches up with itself. But it seemed to handle 400 Compys just fine. Not so with the game. It seems like that in order to deal with this many dinosaurs at one time, the game actually reduces their animations, which I guess thinking about it, that makes sense. But it also leads to interesting things because the dinosaurs tend to just stand in one place and squawk, and then you get things like this. Interestingly enough, at this point I also had guests in the park, and their animations did not seem to be reduced by the game at all. So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. And as we moved closer and closer to 600, the shores of my lakes started to look more like weird breeding grounds for strange Compy Hydra hybrids, while the rest stood on the shore and used their ear-piercing screech to summon their eldritch dinosaur lord. And of course, once I had all 620 Compys, I did what any normal Compy Horde master would do, and I unleashed my swarm on unsuspecting humans. But unfortunately, Compys are the Switzerland of the dinosaur world, and they prefer to remain neutral. Even when they're starving, they don't attack humans. Although it was kind of amusing to watch my graphically limited Compsognathus horde slowly but surely creep up on unsuspecting visitors. But I won't sell my lovely Compys short. They do possess one incredible power, and that is the ability to kill someone merely by tripping over them. Can you imagine if you're that guy and on your tombstone it says, "I tripped on a Compy and I died"? I decided to go with 620 Compys in this park because I had 619 subscribers when I made this video, and then I added one on for myself. We've got a few new subscribers since then, but that's okay. We can all share that last one together, and maybe in the future we will have an even bigger Compy horde, because even though the game seems to skimp out on the dinosaurs after a while, my computer seems to handle it alright, so maybe we will see an even bigger horde in the future. Now I guess all that's left for me to do is to kick back, relax, and listen to the soothing siren call of 620 Compsognathus. Okay, maybe not. Anyways, as always, I appreciate you checking out my video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, leave a like, or a comment to say hello. I always love hearing from you guys, and I will definitely be back with more silly dinosaur shenanigans real soon. Until then, have a good one.